Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy here. I haven't got anything planned for this video because I haven't been up for very long, and actually, what is the time? And I've got to get heading off to work soon. I'm working the weekend this weekend, so I just thought I would quickly talk about this because I kind of. It might not be, but I'm kind of almost thinking that people are probably going to ask me why I didn't go, why can I not think of that? Glass up the front as well, because there was some really beautiful cases on there that were full tempered glass, all here, all there, all up top as well. Like, there was some absolutely beautiful cases online. Like, I looked at a couple fractal design ones. There are 5. I can't remember, but they were full tempered glass and they were just absolutely beautiful cases. But with this build, because I personally still like, I don't really know if you can tell or not, but I personally still think it's a beautiful case. You sort of have to see it in person. It's still an absolutely beautiful case. Like, it'll look a bit better when I've got rid of that, because that just looks shit, and when I've got some nice looking RAM in it. I'm gonna get off of this chair because I fucking need a new one. There's a piece of shit, that chair. Should have never got it. So the biggest reason why I sort of have opted out for this case here was because it has, out of the vast majority of cases that were actually available, because there was a lot that were out of stock. This, to me, was extremely good value. It was $189, which is piss all for a case. Like, there was the other case I was looking at was like $500. And the biggest problem with a lot of them tempered glass cases is they don't have very good airflow. And that's perfectly fine if you're running, like, I mean, it probably would have been perfectly fine. You know what? It would have been perfectly fine. It just would have ran a little bit warmer if I had a tempered glass case. So that's tempered glass on the front, tempered glass up here, and all the way down here is tempered glass as well. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful cases. They're definitely a bit more beautiful than this. I still really like it personally, but my biggest thing that I was looking for this time was airflow, because and cooling. And this case, if you look online, this was one of the top cases for cooling. Because it's a mesh case, so the airflow is just absolutely phenomenal. And with the way I've got it, I have gone overkill with my cooling. I did not need to do that. I've got in the other one. Well, as I said in the other one, I've got me 360 rad with. Let's move all this shit out of the way. Sorry, I just realised I had my my tissue there, because I tend to I had a blood nose before I filmed this video, so I just quickly put the tissue down there, and I've realised you probably don't want to see that. I apologise for that. It's fucking gross. But yeah, I get heaps of blood noses. I always have throughout my entire life. But as you can see here, this from what, jeez, I'm still tired. This case is just, it's airflow city right here, and the biggest thing I tried to do with it was I wanted to keep that big boy right there as cool as possible, and my CPU. So the good thing about how I've got my air right is, so I've got it pulling in here, so it pulls in air, pushes from the front because there's fans in here, pushes and then pulls through. So these two pull straight through almost, and they spread. They go like up here and across here, because these three are all exhaust fans. So they're pulling air out of the case and pushing it out like that. So how the airflow is working is it's coming in, going up, coming in, going up. And this, in my opinion, is the best way you're going to have a case, because you're not only having the constant airflow going straight through your whole case, so it's cooling everything down. You're exhaling so much hot air that there's nothing left that there's no hot air left in the case. Because what I really like about this one is that not these two fans, they virtually go straight in here and up, you know, like that's how the airflow works. They go, so like that, and no need for the sound effects. But this one here, this is probably just about my favourite fan here, because this is pulling in air. It's not only cooling here down, it's pulling air through, and it's coming up, hang on, up at the same time as these two. So it's cooling, because this is the bit that gets, I don't know about the hottest. It depends on what you're doing, because like your graphics card and your CPU are the two things that get the hottest. That's why this thing here is a big boy, because it's like 3/4 fucking cooling, and a quarter is the actual card, the hardware, which is good, because cooling is the biggest thing when it comes to a PC case. Because you know, this, from what I've seen, doesn't get above 70 degrees, and I think the CPU is about the same with all my cooling, and that's phenomenal. That is really, really good. So, you know, when I eventually get my GPU support, which it's a bit hard to explain, but instead of just that, because all that does is, you can sort of see right there, it just, as I've said before, it just supports your graphics card from sagging, because if I take that out, you'll see that it sags. You can actually physically see it. So when I've got this along here, which I'm not even going to post a photo, I'll just show you. So it bolts into this one, and this one, and it comes all the way across here. So what that is also going to do is create an extra bit of wall, or yeah, wall. Yeah, we'll just go with that. That's just going to push your air. It's going to focus your air even more, going straight through your graphics cards and pushing air into those fans, which is just going to go straight through, straight up, and then it's just going to come straight up the top and straight at the back. So that's probably the best way you can rearrange your cooling, because you've got everything. You know, you've got a lot. I mean, you don't need this many fans on your radiator. Like most builds don't have a push-pull system, because it's, you know, you probably don't even get that much. You get more cooling, of course, you have to, because you're moving more air through. But, you know, it's probably not worth, well, for me, it was worth, it was worth having a push-pull system, just because I am actually, this CPU that's in here isn't, it's not a permanent CPU. So that's a Ryzen 7 3700X. So 8 core, 16 thread beast. It's a beast of a thing. I think it's boosting up to about 4400 megahertz or 4.4 gigahertz at the moment. That's just precision boost overdrive. So, you know, it's nothing special, but it's plenty for what I need for gaming. But what I'm actually looking at getting is I'm going to go to the 5000 series. So I'm probably going to move to the 5600 is looking like a really good buy, because that looks like a phenomenal, oh wow, you can already see the dust. That looks like a phenomenal buy, the 5600. It's a 6 core 12 thread, and it's faster. I can't remember what the megahertz is, but it's definitely faster, and it just looks like it's got better I'm too tired to do this. IPC. I think. I don't know. I'll correct myself at a later point, but I need to try and get this video on, because I won't have time. This is the only time I've got for the whole day. But yeah, that's sort of why I opted out for what I have here. The hardware, well, the hardware is just absolutely phenomenal hardware. It's a mid tower as well, so like my full tower was probably an extra that long and like that high, so it was a monster, and it was taking up way too much room on this desk. Whereas right now, this is perfect. I wish I would have went a mid tower before, but I just didn't. So yeah. I know I'm talking a lot about it, but I kind of want to get into maybe I think I would like to build a system all by myself, because I did put this system together with a mate's help. He helped me and he showed me. But now that I've done it once, it's like, it is so goddamn easy. I kind of want to buy like a heap of cheap second-hand parts and just like make a build and not even necessarily make a profit off of it, just as long as I make my money back. And maybe film it and just go, you know, my first ever by myself build. It's not going to be anything special, but it'll just be, I don't know. You know, it'll just be cool to be able to say I built that, and I could sell it, and now someone else can enjoy it. So yeah, a bit of a boring one for today. I'm sorry. You know, these next few ones are probably going to be boring because I'm just going to be so flat out on the ferry. But thinking of the money and hopefully we might be able to get a house soon, because our situation has changed a bit as well with jobs and stuff, so we might be in a house sooner than what we thought. I hope. You know, I really hope. But yeah, well, that's stud. Ooh, nah. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just thought I would go through this case because I could just see it, you know, because people really like the tempered glass. I really like tempered glass cases. I think they're beautiful things. They're just a work of art. But the only thing that I just don't like about them is that, like, sometimes they have the tempered glass, so it's no airflow in through the front, and all they've got is like slithers in the side here to get your airflow in. And when you're running as many fans as what I wanted to, I've got 11 fans in there. That's not enough. That's not enough to pound the air as much air as I want, because I'm big on cooling. As I've said, you know, I'm all about cooling. The cooler I can get the car, the better, without going a custom loop and going water cooled everything, which I don't want to do because that's just way too much work. So yeah, that's a bit better of the run through. I will run through it one more time when it's done. When I've got the different RAM, when I've cleaned it up, cleaned the wires up, cable management, sorry, and I've got rid of that support. I'll do one last walk through the build. I'll show it on. I'm gonna try and get some benchmarks in. The only problem is I don't have very many games downloaded at the moment. I only have like a few, and then they're not good for benchmarks. So, you know, that might have to come down a bit later. But yeah, that's it. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you're going to have a good day. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow, when I'm going to be tired as shit because it's going to be hot today and tomorrow. 38 today, 40 tomorrow. So it's going to murder me being on the ferry. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow.